What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers have had a lot of problems in these last two games, right? First half's been fantastic. Second half's not so much. They really got to work on that halftime adjustment. I know when you're winning, especially when you're up like 15, it's hard to go, okay, we need to fix all this stuff, but you got to start finding better solutions. You got to start coming and finding ways to be better, especially towards the back half, the middle half of those third quarters. Anthony Davis, he goes and calls out the team as well as Darvin Ham, as he should, right? Talking about, hey, look, there's sequences in this game where it seems like nobody knows what to do on both sides of the ball. It's not good. Again, Lakers have a lot of problems that they're going to need to figure out if they want to get back into the series. This is it, right? You lose one of these home games, pack it in. Series is over, right? You win both of these home games, guess what? Lakers are in good shape. Right? Lakers are in great shape, honestly, because now you solve the Rubik's Cube. You just beat Denver twice, right? I've said it from day one. Just get me to a game 7. Just win your home games. Let's get to a game 7 where anything can happen, right? And you just let the cards fall where they may. That's what I'm rooting for. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's just get there. Can we just get there? Can we push Denver to the brink and see how they respond? Can we push Denver to the point where it's like, hey, the Lakers might win this thing, right? Put some confidence in this team. Put some confidence in the fan base. Right? How do the Lakers respond? That was a gut punch. That just sucked the wind out of every player, all the fans, everything. But how do you respond? Do you lay down and just go, we just can't beat these guys no matter what we do? Up 20, and we just fall apart again, right? They just always seem to find a way. Or do you look at it and go, we should have been up 2-0. We were up 15 in game 1, up 20 in the third quarter in game 2. We should be up 2-0. All right, let's go. Let's get this right. You go win your 2 home games. It's like, man, we should have swept these guys. Let's go. Let's get back in business. Right now, you got the fan base back in. You got people excited again. Everything can change in the matter of a game. But the Lakers have to figure out the problems. Anthony Davis isn't one of those problems. Anthony Davis has been the best player on the court these last 2 games. I mean, Anthony Davis has been spectacular. But we keep making the same mistake that we do constantly, which just get away from Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is absolutely dominating Denver. Denver has no answer for Anthony Davis. And we just stopped giving him the basketball. He was 14 of 18 from the field through the first 3 quarters, and then gets 1 field goal attempt in the fourth? 1? Your best player, the guy that's been dominating? Now you hear all this talk and all these narratives of Mike Malone, what a genius, man. He put Aaron Gordon on Anthony Davis and just really gave Anthony Davis his troubles. Really, Anthony Davis really struggled after that. No, he didn't. He only got 1 shot attempt. What are we talking about? Anthony Davis was cooking through the first 3 quarters, and we just completely decided to get away from him. That's on our ball handlers. That's on the head coach. That's partly on Anthony Davis for not being more demanding, more assertive, needed to man the basketball. Stop bailing Denver out. Right? Again, Lakers have to do a better job of getting Anthony Davis involved and allowing him to dominate. And I know people like to blame Anthony Davis solely for that, but he's not the point guard. He's not the guy that's bringing the ball up, running the offense, and crossing dudes up and, pull. He's not Kevin Durant. He needs to be on the low block. You dump the ball down to him and you let him go to work. Right? You need to find a way to get AD involved. Anthony Davis should be taking 25 shots a game, especially when he's cooking like that. When he's playing the way that he was playing, he should be cooking, and you should just be letting him. There should almost never be a time where he is on the basketball court and he doesn't touch the basketball, because his ability to make plays out of the post, even, right? We use Anthony Davis. We go on these runs. We're up 15, 20. Everything's good. And then what do? We get away from giving the ball to AD. It's just standing up, top of the key for 20 seconds. Shot clock's winding down. Reeves bailout three, D'Lo, bailout three, Prince, bailout three, LeBron, take a bailout three, whomever, right? It's just, and it's like, run your sets, run your game. I understand when you're up 20, all teams do it. It's not just the Lakers. You'll see teams just completely get away from what was working, right? And they try to just kill the clock and milk the clock and all that stuff. And you get it to an extent where it's like, okay, if we start playing fast pace, we start getting carried away, and then we start getting sloppy, right? That gives them more possessions. All that stuff. But play the way that got you the lead, and then live with the results, is my thought, right? Like, because the Lakers twice have gotten away from what was working and decided to try to just run the clock out and just got careless and sloppy and turning the ball over, and just, you saw Denver just keep playing the same way, playing the same way, playing the same way, playing the same way. And then all of a sudden you look up and it's like, uh-oh, Denver's back in this game. You knew Denver was going to throw their punches. That's fine. But as long as you're still throwing yours and you're ahead, you're going to win, right? But the Lakers hit these walls twice now where they just can't score the basketball. Denver cannot stop us. We are getting whatever we want whenever we want on the offensive side. But then we decide to start taking poor shots and not executing in the half court, just being sloppy and turning the ball over and just getting away from the things that are working. You know, pretending like Anthony Davis isn't on the basketball court. And Denver just gets back into it every single time. I mean, even at the end of the game, we were getting mostly what we wanted. The problem is we weren't able to stop Denver. But again, if you're up 20, you don't necessarily have to stop Denver if you keep doing what you're doing. Right? You're up 15. You don't necessarily have to stop Denver if you keep doing what you're doing. Right? Basketball's a game of runs. It happens. All right? Team goes on 10, 12, 15, 20-0 runs all the time, especially in today's NBA. Right? I mean, 20-point leads are the new 10-point leads, where it's just like no 20-point lead is safe anymore. But a lot of the just failures have came from the Lakers themselves, right? And moving away from Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has been your best player. He has been dominant. And you're telling me that we just keep deciding that it's in our best interest to not do that and to move away from Anthony. It's just, make it make sense, right? It's like, what are we doing? You have the guy who is just, the Denver Nuggets have no answer for. And we're just using them in the first half, and then second half, it's like, thanks, AD. Right? Having him stand out on the perimeter, jacking up threes. Like, I don't mind him taking the occasional three, but that's not what we should be focusing on. He is dominating when he gets the basketball in that 15 in. Why aren't we having him just solely dominate from 15 in? That's, again, on LeBron James. D'Angelo Russell is probably the only guy that actively tries to get the ball to AD. Austin Reeves, right? Gabe Vincent, Spencer Dinwiddie, whoever is the primary ball handler. Right? Run your sets and make Denver figure it out. Denver hasn't been able to figure it out. You just keep playing into Denver's hand. You just keep doing what is best for Denver. Right? Heavy dose, pick and roll. Run pick and roll with Anthony Davis every single play. And if they never figure it out, guess what? You're going to win 4 straight games. Right? Make them adjust. Make them figure it out. And then it's the next thing. Who was it? I think I didn't see the actual podcast, but I saw a little clip. I think it was Gilbert Arenas. It might have been on his thing, or it might have been somewhere else. Again, I'm not 100%. I didn't actually see the podcast, just the clip. But anyway, point is, he talked about, the playlists, right? And the sets and the calls for, said player, Anthony Davis. And he was like, if I'm Darvin Ham, I'm going through every play on that list, every possession, until they figure it out. Right? And he's right. Anthony Davis could probably drop 50. He probably averaged 50 this series. the way that he's playing right now and the way that he's just been dominating, and we just keep going away from him. We just keep deciding, nah. Yeah, why? That would probably win us the game, right? Why do we want to do that? Why do we want to win, right? It's just like, make it make sense. It is so incredibly frustrating. Anthony Davis needs to be on the ball. He needs to be more assertive. He needs to be more demanding. I love the aggression and his press conference at the end of the game. I love him calling out the team and Darvin Ham at the end of the game. I love those things because he's trying. He's working his tail off to try to win this series for the Lakers. And this team is letting him down. And, for as much as people like to clown AD and this, that, and the other and street clothes, all stuff, he's showing up. We need the other guys to follow suit. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think, get Anthony Davis the basketball and move out of his way? Do you think, no, you got to, have other guys do what you need to do, whatever. Again, I just think, I'm not saying Anthony Davis has to shoot every time down the court. You obviously need other guys to perform. You obviously need other guys to score. But when we get in these stagnant offensive sequences, put AD on the block, dump it down to him, let him go to work, figure it out, right? Is AD going to miss 10 straight shots? Probably not. But we've gone on sequences where we've gone 1 of 11 from the field goals. You're telling me Anthony Davis would go 1 of them? No. I'd rather him take those 11 shots. As soon as we hit that wall stagnantly on the offensive side, get heavy dose of Anthony Davis. Get him on the block. Aaron Gordon, he wants to guard. Good. Abuse him, right? Whatever. But again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot so we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.